talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing. Big show coming your way tonight, I tell you. And we're free, but we're going to be freer in 3 more sleeps. And can I just say, in 6 more sleeps, you can actually go to Narooma, Merimbula, whatever you want. New South Wales is open in 6 more sleeps. So we are getting some freedom back. And Adam Ring, welcome to you first. Good to see people back in the shops. And
yes,
well, we have this rule. They're outside, we're inside. It's good,
until
though.
Friday.
Till Friday.
Till Friday, 6 o'clock. Shout out to the hairdressers of the world that got completely inundated by people walking into their little salons on Friday night and Saturday morning.
There's talks of queues of people outside hairdressers. People thought the homeless were sleeping on the street. There was actually guys lining up at barbers at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, Nikki Duckstein, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back. You haven't been fishing yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
You got to try to stop working or something like that.
I know. But long weekend, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, so long weekend. Let's talk about that. I mean, long weekend. The curriculum day is the first day back of school, and they're trying to ban curriculum day. Adam, you've said that's banned at your kids' school.
The girls' school have. Oh, not banned it. They've just decided that they'll take the kids back rather than have a curriculum day. But my girls will have a curriculum day.
Should also introduce our special guest tonight, Travis Dowling, the CEO of the Victorian Fisheries Authority. Welcome, Trav.
Wonderful to be here, Dave.
You're out and about too.
Curriculum day on Monday, Trav.
Absolutely. But it's wonderful to be here in the new studio and to catch up with everyone, to see real people again.
I know, what a strange feeling.
You're going to enjoy the echo and the the dull lights.
Oh, the ambience.
That's all good. It's different.
Wonderful to see the team, and it's just great to be talking about fishing.
It's a work in progress. But it's good. We've got a bar now that won't collapse under us, and that sort of stuff. So no, it's all good. Trav, Fisheries hasn't stopped. And we've got so much to talk about. Can I talk about one species and everyone get involved? We talked about last week tuna.
Yeah.
The tuna turned up, 140 kilo fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I think. In fact, we'll see it at Catch the Week in a minute. A 144 kilo through Stony.
Yeah, Western Port.
Through Stony Port. I mean, amazing fishery out the front, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was the heaviest fish ever weighed at Stony Point. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, look, it is incredible, and to think that depending upon what you want to do to fish, you can go and chase. You can drift for flatties. You can go and target some calamari off Queenscliff.
Yep.
You can maybe get into the whiting out the front of Port Seal, Sorrento or Rye. Go out a little bit deeper around Cramer and chase the snapper, or maybe I'll go chasing some kingfish, or I think I'll go and get some trophy 140 kilos. Like, it is incredible, the fishing options. And
someone that works for you went and got a truckload of scallops.
Right. Okay.
We're going to talk about that later on, because
they look good too.
The scallops look good, I tell you. I've always said winter, or coming out of winter, is the best time for scallops. The meat seems a bit fatter. It's like all of us. You put on a bit to stay warm during winter. And I reckon the scallops do the same.
Scallops have been in lockdown.
I just don't know if I could get into 15-degree water. But anyway, folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
All right, we've got a truckload to get through. Let's have a look at the first one. This is the tuna we're talking about. Have a look at this. Phil Gopel, 141 kilo tuna, caught off Seal Rocks, the heaviest fish to ever come in at Stony Point Boat Ramp.
Yeah, I'd throw them back under 150. Seriously, that's where I set my bar.
Nikki, does the Preston and Northcote Angling Club have a record for southern bluefin tuna?
I don't think we do, but I think it's time we set one, Dave. So.
Well, when you got them at Melbourne's doorstep.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you? Adds lots of tuna gear going out the shop, isn't there?
It's I think we'll
incredible.
be busy this weekend, Dave. Just saying.
When you don't supply your name, you get called old mate. And have a look at old mate's big gummy shark off Cape Shank. I mean, this is a big girl.
Oh, fuck.
Cracker, isn't it? Look at
That is a big girl.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was a secondary prize to a bluefin that didn't happen?
Probably.
Hey, you'd take that.
Oh, 100%.
In about 4 photos time, I'm going to show you what we got on our boat. But anyway, good to see the snapper about too, because it is snapper season,
is.
and Trav, your fisheries officers will be out and about, I'm sure, looking at snapper. It's that time of year where you've got to just keep an eye on bag and size limits and stuff like that. And last year we saw that big patch of people in the marine park, all those sort of things. I mean, snapper brings out the worst in people sometimes.
Yeah, it does, but it also brings out the best. And we've got all these Victorians out there fishing, and what I love, I know that she'll be watching this show, but a lovely colleague of mine, Catherine Greck, her dad went out and it was just first 5 minutes fishing off Altona, had like a 5 kilo snapper, the big bump on its head in the boat, and he said to his daughter, it just happens to me all the time. That's just how it is. But, it's a wonderful fishery. So,
there you go. Have a look at this one, Tyler Hodgkin, 65 centimetre snapper off Tenby Point.
Good fish.
That's a very lovely fish, isn't it? You'd be happy with that. Let's run through the snapper. Tom Templeton, snapper off Lysarts.
Lysarts?
Yep.
They'll be schooled up there very shortly, consistently, I think.
These boys had a cracking trip. Michael, Mark and Mitch, they got 8
Yeah,
off Joe's
wow.
Island.
Ah, okay.
Look at that.
All good size.
Yeah, they're
real
good
good
fish.
ones.
They are good fish. Yeah.
Well done, boys.
Not pinkies, those ones.
No. Let's jump over to Port Phillip Bay now and have a look. Michael Sass, 7 kilo
That's
off
cool.
Williamstown.
That looks every bit of 7 kilo
That's a
too.
cool-
That's a big
That's
fish.
a-
Look
that's
how
a
close
really
it
nice
is
fish.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, might be at the car park. All right. We'll cut that out when it goes live.
Isn't it funny though that 7 kilo with that rounded head, whereas and you can get a 7 kilo with the big knobby head.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
it's-
right.
Yeah.
They're different fish, and that one's obviously very fit, young, and
Yeah,
looking
I was
good.
thinking that when you go through the photos, you see those ones have got that, that real, and then you just see, and you go, they look
What a
like a
difference.
completely different species.
Yeah.
One of them looks like a Northern Territory golden snapper, and the others look like that traditional red sort of
Yeah,
Port Phillip
yeah,
Bay
yeah.
snapper. It's really interesting. Yeah.
All right, Carrum, the capital of Port Phillip Bay snapper. Hooksy got out, got an 80 centimetre. Have a look at that.
Hooksy, good
wonderful.
fish.
Look at the smile too. I love the smile. Like, getting into them.
All right, before we show the next photo, Craig Ingram, who works for the VFA, he free dive. Did you see the photo?
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't know he was free diving.
Free dive for scallops on the weekends. Sorry, he did that. Yeah, he did it Saturday morning, and mate, those scallops are just big and fat. The meat in them, like best time of year to go scallop diving.
They just look like the best scallops you've
Yeah.
ever seen. And people who don't even like seafood would see those scallops and go, gee, I've got to get into some of
Actually
those.
try,
And Craig, I think,
Yeah.
he could probably dive on the Titanic and bring up something. He's unbelievable.
He is.
He's a
But
dolphin.
another person that got out on the scallops was Sue Russell. Have a look. Sue dived off Rosebud.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful
That's
size.
good. bag.
Nice bin of scallops there.
scallops.
Look at that. Good on that.
I'm
Wow.
like my mouth's watering.
Yeah.
All right, this was aboard our boat. We went tuna fishing. This is what we got. Tony Sharp, have a look at this. Now I want to debate this.
Got a barrel.
All right, there you go.
A flat
There you go.
50 metres of water first drop. Well done to Tony. Cracking fish. Now that was a big fat flathead. I got a question. Can we leave that photo up there if we can? I looked at it and gone blue spot, a really fresh looking blue spot, right? Then someone says to me, tiger. And I go,
You mainly get a
They're
tigers
very
out of in
red.
that depth of water, don't you?
You can get deep
well, you know
ones.
what?
We're
I've got
gonna
no
pull
idea.
out
I
there.
have never caught, and I'm happy to be
Yeah.
honest here, I've never caught a tiger flathead in my life.
I think isn't that the primary flatties out in that 40, 50 metres of water?
I think it
Generally,
is.
yes, but you can get blue spot. I've caught
Yeah.
blue spot
Well,
out deep.
I don't know. It had little dots on it. But
Yeah.
anyway, Paul Worsling texts me this morning and goes, if it had big teeth, it's a tiger. It had big teeth.
All right.
Okay.
That's why Tony's holding pliers there, because you wouldn't put.
No.
It had these extraordinary big
Well,
teeth,
then it
so it
would
must
have
be a
been a
tiger.
tiger, yeah.
But I've never caught one, and what a beautiful looking fish. So there you go,
Yeah.
a tiger flathead.
They're part of the delicious family
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Fish.
Yeah.
A lot of the flathead
And
are.
that's what you get when you don't see a tuna for the whole day of 10 hours of trolling.
And a quick shout out to Tony, man up. Get rid of the pliers, mate.
All right, have a look at this Melton Reservoir. Steve got a cracking yellow
Yeah, wonderful. Love
That's
it.
good fish.
from Melton Reservoir. How good's that?
Yeah. And there were some blocks on the road getting into Melton Reservoir, and they've been removed now, so that's wonderful. And I know a lot of the locals who fish there are very passionate about that reservoir, so we're stocking it with a lot of fish, and great to see.
If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au. Go Pies!
Yeah, I wanna go fishing.
Coming up next, Fisheries News, we take a look at a state-of-the-art new truck delivering record numbers of fish to Victorian waters. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down at Tackle World today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. In the house tonight, Travis Dowling, the CEO of the Victorian Fisheries Authority. He's going to answer some pretty good questions in Cramer's mailbag later on. But Trav, I'm just looking at the list. We're going to talk to you about the shortage of pippies tonight. We're going to cover Rocklands Reservoir, Arcadia Fish Hatchery, get an update on fish stocking, Macquarie Perch breeding, and are you doing any more stonker stocking? I'm going to ask you that, but not yet. Later on. But let's kick it off. New trucks for Snobs Creek is the headline. And this is a fantastic story. Snobs Creek Hatchery has welcomed a new member of the team, Murray. He's the third truck in our fleet of vehicles that travels thousands of kilometres a year to deliver your fish to your local rivers and lakes. Murray boasts a few features that make him stand out from the crowd. Have a listen to this. 4 fish holding tanks, each capable of holding 1,200 litres. That's nearly 5,000 litres of water compared to the old trucks that carry about 3,000 litres. An automated oxygen system that constantly measures dissolved oxygen levels and doses the water accordingly. This saves time for our drivers and uses a third of the oxygen we did in the older trucks. A custom Aussie-made aluminium tray with full-length safety rail and raised floor to better access the tanks, which also increases storage underneath. Each of the 4 tanks are dual-walled aluminium with foam-filled insulation to maintain water temperature. The base of each tank is slightly angled to help drainage of water and fish. Large tank lids enable big fish to be transported when required, such as during fish salvages involving Murray cod from irrigation channels scheduled for maintenance work. And a 400 litre, I'd hate to pay the fuel bill. It's about $2 a litre now.
Yeah.
A $400 litre fuel tank for the long hauls and sat nav to make the road trips easier. Got a couple of photos, I think. Did we put the photo up of Murray? I think we did. There you go. There's Murray.
Wonderful. Look at that.
How good is that, Trav?
Yeah, look, it's just unbelievable. And I have to say to all the fishers out there, it's your licence fees that are paying for fish stocking trucks, and it says on the side of those trucks, we're delivering your fish. They are your fish, and it's all about getting more people out there fishing. And I don't want to embarrass you, Dave, but you are part of the Snobs Advisory Board, and you've been instrumental in pushing for upgrades to all of our equipment and all of our facilities. So congratulations to you, and it's just wonderful to see that investment going into real things.
Absolutely, Trav. And I don't want to paint a bad picture here because
sure.
but there has been some minor incidents, maybe one a year, where the fish die on the truck.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I think every single one of them has been about oxygen levels.
Yeah.
this truck comes with an automated system, that ain't going to ever happen again, where you turn up to a place and something's gone wrong with the oxygen system, and the fish have died, because I mean they need oxygen. They're transported hundreds of kilometres. This stops that, and that is so good, because not one fish is going to be lost in transport.
A lot of your fishers are going to really understand this quite well, particularly those that use live bait. And if you're trying to keep live bait on a hot day, you get a 35-degree day, and you're trying to keep live bait. I used to up in Darwin try and keep live mullet alive in a mullet bucket, and the best thing for them was to put them back in the ocean and have them in those mullet those buckets back there. But trying to keep anything alive in an environment where that water's going to heat up, and you've got to keep it oxygenated. So no, it's fantastic. It's great gear, and it's going to be good for fishing.
Absolutely. Now, a place that everyone would know is the Eildon Pondage, and what a great fishery it is. Eildon Pondage is stocked with a lot of brood stock from Snobs Creek, but there's a new pondage on the way, and the headline reads,
Move over.
Arcadia Pondage takes shape. Great root balls of fire. These woody structures are going to make a brilliant habitat in our fish out pond at your new native fishery at Arcadia. Luckily, it's been perfect for fish habitat. This is a great story. As small fish can hide in the myriad of intricate spaces in its centre, and large predatory species like Murray cod can hide on the outside and ambush unsuspecting prey as they swim by. The fish out pond, Arcadia Pondage, will be part of the visitor centre, currently being developed and stocked with cod, yellows, silver perch, maybe one day trout cod. It doesn't say that there in your release, but maybe trout cod. Trav. The fish out, sorry, I've got that. The centre is set to open next year. You'll be able to bring along family and friends to learn how we grow native fish, then go and catch one yourself. There'll also be a fish-themed playground and barbecue area. A great day out. If you want to see what we're talking about, let's have a look at the photos here. That is Arcadia Pondage.
And that's a lot bigger than it looks in that photo. So that's a turkey nest dam that's been filled by that Castle Creek, and I can let people know that's already been stocked with yabbies and shrimp, and all the food's already going in there to be able to feed the cod, the yellows, the silvers that are coming. And Dave, can I just say, the visitor centre at the new Arcadia hatchery is going to have free barbecues. It's going to have free showers for people that are camping on the river. It's going to have information boards all about the history of native fishing. And the Arcadia Pondage, that's Anthony Forster doing a wonderful
Let's keep
job.
these photos up here for a little bit. These are root balls from the bushfire recovery.
Bushfire recovered areas. So the timber was used in in housing and fencing and all the other parts, but the root balls would have been really wasted,
burnt.
But now they've been repurposed for a wonderful environmental value.
So those root balls there are going to go into the pondage as habitat for fish.
So what Anthony Forster's doing there is he's marking the ones that he thinks have got the most value in terms of fish being able to shelter. And all of us, and I know Nikki, you'll have done it many times. There's not too many root balls and tyres ads, but I'm sure you've thrown out. But you just cast at that spider web, and the big cod and the yellows are just sitting all around them. So it's wonderful.
There you go. Great stuff.
Very exciting. It's going to be incredible. It's great for Shepparton. It's great for
Arcadia Pondage is going to be the native fishery. Like Eildon Pondage is the salmonid fishery.
You go and catch your stonkers out of Eildon, and you'll go and catch a whopper cod out of the Arcadia.
I would love to see trout cod on there.
Yeah, well, hopefully. We're doing a lot of work on that.
All right, the headline here is Rocklands Quadrella. Now, I know we're only going to show the trifecta in a minute. Rocklands strikes again, at least it does for Chris Spence and crew. Have a look at this photo here. I think we've got a few photos actually. They've collected on the freshwater quaddie. Now, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Chris got a stonking, we'll leave this up for a minute, we've only got the one, a stonking yellow belly the other day. But have a look at this for the quadrella. Chris's brown weighed in at 2.3 kilos and stretched the tape to 60.5 centimetres. The reddy went 1.35 kilos, right? And then his pal, Dane Quick, flew out of the gates with his first ever cod of 55 centimetres, 2.7 kilo, which was released. He won't need a spell, though, because of the 3-month closed season doesn't apply to cod at Rocklands. So you're like Eildon, you're not going to close Rocklands Reservoir.
No, it's open all year. It's open all year round. And I had a chat to Flea Trotman today from I think Flea's at the Balmoral Angling Club, and he's instrumental there. And You know, they are so excited at what's happening with Rocklands, and we have just social media has been inundated with pictures of cod and with pictures of yellers. And 5 years ago, you could only catch redfin and carp out of Rocklands, and you know we started 5 years ago. Now every year moving forward, every summer, you're going to have this wonderful fishery for cod and yellers, and if you still want a good feed of reddies, you can go and catch 3 pound reddies as well. It's a cracker.
That's a cracking redfish, isn't it?
Yeah. And I understand you're quite excited about Rocklands, Trav. Like the new Eildon I've heard, or Eildon who? Or
But you say it's going to be better than eel.
Well, the water temperature is warmer at Rocklands, and the native fish will adapt to that more. And it's a massive food source, right? And it's a flooded forest. And Eildon was, beautiful. It's in that valley, but there's a lot of water sometimes between you and the fish at Eildon. So all credit when you do get onto the good cod there. I just think Rocklands is going to be, it'll turn my whaler on its head. You know, everyone goes up to my whaler and fishes amongst the timber. The metre plus cod that'll come out of Rocklands, and also, those sort of 40 to 50 centimetre yellers, it will be phenomenal.
Yeah. Nikki, I always love hearing a club perspective. Do you guys have a freshwater comp at all?
We're mostly freshwater, actually.
Are you really?
I wouldn't have picked that.
Yeah. 100-year anniversary, so I want to learn I want to get as much information out of you as possible while you're hosting this show.
We're mostly fresh, but we do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I certainly like a bit of everything, but it's exciting to hear news like that on the freshwater scene. Where you can get tuna in the, out
Can
the
you let us know?
I'd
love to know some of your club records. You need to bring them in.
There's a whole booklet.
There'd be some big time
we've got a whole booklet.
Yeah.
We want you to interview them, actually, Dave. If you
I know.
have a chance,
100-year anniversary. I'm going to MC your night next year,
great.
but club record. I just love hearing that history sort of stuff. Yeah. There you go. I just got a note here. Better still, it's getting 500,000 yellers and 500,000 cod this coming summer.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Whew.
Yeah. So you're
just going to keep stocking it?
Well, think in 2007, we were stocking 700,000 fish in all of Victoria. In 2014, it had gone up to 3 million.
Yeah.
This year, or next year, it's going to be 10 million fish, and one waterway is going to get more fish than all of the state was getting in 2007.
Wow.
And when you combine that with
the
estuary perch that are going to go in, the bass all across Gippsland. I mean, Jeff Fraser will be hanging out for the dusky flathead and the black bream stocking that's going to occur. We're not picking a winner, we're concentrating on all the species, so it's going to be wonderful.
There you go. Coming up next, product of the week, an exclusive reveal never seen before of a new range, and Cara heads into the kitchen to cook up a treat. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Now, product of the week this week may be our first ever exclusive reveal, and the screens beat me to it because that you are looking at right there is Spotters Ignite, the first red lensed, lens that Spotters have ever put out, and I think they are pretty cool. So they are on a base of the carbon lens. So what you will see is essentially like your normal pair of sunglasses, a grey base designed for every day, whether it's driving your car, fishing, blue water, freshwater, the whole lot it's there. As you can see, everybody's rocking the new Ignites there. So now listen, they're made in the 14 most popular frames of Spotters. So they are not available in everything, but I can guarantee you'll find something that suits your face, like Dave's rocking at the moment. They're that good, he can't take them off.
Oh no, this is the Savage frame, which is the lightest frame that Spotters produce.
Yeah, and Savage is the latest frame. We covered it, I'm pretty sure, last season.
Yeah.
It is the lightest by far. It's almost strange how light they are because they are glass lenses, so highly durable, which generally means they're not the lightest, but they're incredible. You'd swear they're just polycarb lenses. They're that light. So great job. And the good thing as well, the red part of them, it is actually laid between two sets of glass. So no matter what you do to them, that red film won't and can't get scratched off.
Yep.
Which is pretty common in a lot of other brands of glasses if they have a tint outside. Not going to happen on Ignite. I would suggest you pop down to your local and have a look, because I think they're going to be the most, I guess, diverse range of glasses. You can do whatever you want with them. I said you could drive in them, fish in them, freshwater, saltwater. Some probably lean more towards the blue water and bay with that carbon base, but you can use them for anything, and they look great. I think they look really
Should
cool.
also point out they're not available, I don't think, until the 1st of November. 1st of November.
1st November.
Yeah, so
okay,
available 1st of November, first time red lens for all the Spotters fans. I wore these in the car on the way in today, so between 5 and 6 had that sun on the horizon, you know, and driving into the city. Oh, absolutely stunning.
Almost that colour.
The sunset's reflecting in your glasses there, Dave.
Great. It just ignited, you know. But just a beautiful sunglass to wear while driving as well.
We haven't seen we've seen new frames consistently throughout the years, but you don't see new lenses and new lens tints that often. So I think it's exciting, just in time for the new season, just in time for freedom.
Yeah.
Going to be awesome.
Yeah. There you go. Product of the week. Good stuff. I want to talk about... Can we talk about Pippies, Trav?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk about Pippies.
They're delicious.
That's the
problem.
Yeah, exactly right.
For people at home that fish, I'm tipping you already know, because every second phone call at work at the moment is, do you have Pippies?
Yeah.
And people don't get, there is an absolute Pippy shortage Australia-wide. Now, there's problems in Victoria, and you guys have a Pippies management plan, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
But we can't get Pippies. What's the problem in Victoria?
Yeah, look, we're going through a few challenges with access at the moment, and really being able to get at the Pippies. But we're working through that, at the moment with the fishers and the land management agencies. But there's another challenge, which is people are eating a lot of Pippies these days.
Yeah.
So there's less going to the bait market, and there are
going to the food market.
Going to the food market. And if you can, rather than getting, I suppose, if you're a fisher, rather than getting $5 or $6, for a few kilos of Pippies, if you can get $30 for selling in the food market, you'll do that.
Yeah. So this is Victoria's situation. There's 2 areas of Discovery Bay, which is down near Portland. So there's a western and an eastern zone. 10-tonne quota for the western zone, 40-tonne for the eastern zone, and a 2-tonne quota for Venus Bay, which gives 52 tonne. I'm not sure how much is being caught at the moment.
Yeah, there's not a lot being caught. So the fishers aren't really out there.
So when you can't get Victoria, you rely on South Australia. Now I've got some South Australian figures here. Let's have a look at this. This is some of the issues. Goolwa Pipico own approximately 74% of the South Australian quota, including the state's Indigenous allocation. That co-op purchased South Australian Bait, which is the largest bait wholesaler in the state, about a year ago. And I can tell you now, all Adelaide bait and tackle stores have no stock of Pippies, just like Victoria. So we can't go, well, there's no Victorian Pippies. You can't just go, or get South Australian.
Yeah,
there's
none
none left.
We've been relying on for the last.
And what South Australia did is they were travelling along around they dropped down to 300, just going back to 2007. But in 2016, they upped their quota to 500 tonne, then they went to 550, then they went to 650 tonne, then they went to 650 tonne again in 2019. Oh, and guess what? They overfished them. So now they've had to drop the quota to 430, but there's actually 400 tonne cut from 2 years ago. 400 tonne, not in the system. So we've lost South Australia. We've got problems in Victoria.
Yeah. And look, it is a real challenge.
Trav, we need to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you're working on it, but we need to fix it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. Cara has gone into the kitchen, cooking up a treat. We're going to look at this. Here we go.
Welcome back to Cooking with Cara. Today's recipe is a great midweek meal that you could have on the table in under 20 minutes. We are going to make a simple yet tasty tandoori fish with naan flatbread. The bonus of this dish is that you can practically use any type of fish. To get started, we first need to make our marinade mix. I am using good quality tandoori paste and also some natural yogurt, unflavoured. And we will use equal parts of both, mix them together, and that's the base of our marinade. With the fish, we're just going to cut it into strips and then place it into our marinade. And give that a good mix through just so it's nicely coated all over. We'll add in the rest and then we can cook these. We're going to cook our fish on a hot fry pan, splash of olive oil, and approximately 2 minutes each side. Clean down the pan and I'm going to place our naan bread on. I've turned it down to low and we'll just leave these on here to warm through. We're going to make our yogurt sauce. I'm using natural plain yogurt. You can use a plain Greek yogurt as well. To this, we will add a sprinkle of salt and pepper. And we will squeeze half a lemon in here. Add in some diced cucumber. I'm using the Lebanese cucumber. And I've finely diced half a hot red chilli. So only use a quarter if you're not too keen on the spice. And I've also roughly chopped some coriander. Now I can already hear some of you screaming at me, we don't eat coriander, that is fine. So you can also substitute this for parsley. Now we'll just mix through these ingredients. And that is going to be beautifully served on top of our naan breads. To plate up, we'll put a generous spoonful of our yogurt on top of the naan. We will then top with our tandoori fish. Garnish with a little coriander. And there you have our delicious tandoori fish with naan. And until next time, good luck catching your next bite.
Yum.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
She's done it again?
We need to get Cara bringing some stuff in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it hasn't happened.
That is great.
Anyway, coming up next, Cramer's mailbag with some tough questions for Travis Dowling. He's the CEO of the Victorian Fisheries Authority. Is here. Plenty more to come on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
G'day. Callan here from Paul Worslam's Tackle World Cramer. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing. Travis Dowling in the house, CEO of Victorian Fisheries Authority. Ads and Nikki, some interesting mailbag tonight, I can tell you. All right,
Everyone's pretty pumped going fishing.
Let's go over here. Trav, if you don't know the answer to this, I'll tell you what, you should quit your job. Hi Cramer and team, says Phil. Phil writes, love your show. How do I find out? I'm just reading as it is. How do I find out how high is the footbridge from the water at the Governor Road boat ramp Mordialloc? Not sure if I'll make it under the footbridge with my boat with my canopy up and my rocket launchers. Thank you from Phil. Well, lucky we got Trav here tonight. How high is the footbridge from?
That's 2.37 metres for the bridge. I don't know. Phil, whatever you do, don't go under there.
Phil, start at low tide, and every trip just push it forward 10 minutes.
Depend on the tide.
It will work out if you both can fit.
It's going to depend on the tide.
Phil, make sure you paid your insurance. I wiped out my rocket launches once. It's the worst feeling.
I reckon a few have under
You got an insurance.
What's that bridge that everyone always hits?
That's the Montague Street
Bridge.
I
don't know if you guys, I listen to 3AW every morning. Do you know that up until today was 105 days, this is serious, 105 days since a truck hit Montague Bridge. We're out of COVID and a truck hit the Montague Bridge today. They reset the counter.
I drove under the bridge coming here, and it's weird because it seems insanely low. Like you almost duck your head as you go through. But it's incredible how many people hit that thing. And I reckon that St Kilda Bridge is the Montague Street Bridge of Port Phillip Bay.
Yeah, there you go. So I think, would Catherine be able to work that out?
I reckon Catherine Greck is going to be all over that. In fact, can I just say, Catherine is probably down there right now with a tape measure, working it out. She
is it high tide or low tide?
All the time.
If Catherine, I think there's a low tide at about 3 in the morning.
KJ, I'm sorry, I'm making up figures, so
she can check it at 3 in the morning. All right, here we go. Another one. No, it's just
Oh, it's going to be a cracker.
I can't read all this.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Hi, Cramer and crew. This is from Luch. Let's just say Luch. On the last episode, it was mentioned, when will the tag fish end? Well, I think he means the golden tag.
And the last episode of which season?
I'm not sure. Adam told us that he got a message from Travis Dowling. You guys been texting?
Me and Trav like this.
Yeah.
Adam told us that he got a message from Travis Dowling which said that the tagged fish competition will close in December 2021. I believe that is totally unfair that all Victorians have been short-shafted from the Victorian government to close it in December 2021. Then there's a whole rant about someone. I can't read that out. It's only fair that it should be extended to December 2022. Great show, guys. Love all your work and standing up for all Victorian fisher persons. Travis, are you allowed to tell us what's going on with the golden tag?
Well, can I just say, who we got there? We got
Luciano.
Luciano, if you are watching, mate, thank you for loving fishing in Victoria. And I will say we've paid out over $300,000 so far in golden tag.
Whoa.
And it was suspended while people weren't out there fishing and doing their thing. So the good news is there's 900 golden tag fish out there. And unlike sort of, and shout out to all my friends in Northern Territory who are running that barra thing that doesn't really
$1 million
work.
barra that
no one catches.
Exactly. I don't think it's been going 5 years. I don't think they've actually given $1 million away. Anyway, no offence to Gunnar, he's doing a great job. But every tag you catch in Victoria will be worth $2,000 or $10,000. So if you catch one, it will be worth that. And
hang on, but it ended. You sent a text message to Adam saying
what did the text say,
until I receive another text, we won't be able to hand out a new date.
And all I'm going to say at the moment is I'm very excited about Regional Victoria opening on Friday.
All right. That's code for something's happening there. Oh, no, okay, let's keep an eye on the news. All right, here you go. This one's from John. Hi, Dave, Adam and Nikki. Oh, and Travis tonight. I live in Macquarie. My local boat ramp is Anthony's Nose. I've used it since I was a kid, 40 plus years. Since Better Boating took over, it's a shambles. Right? Whack.
Thanks, mate.
So I called them. I called them. Now this is where I think it's untrue because I know how you operate, Trev. I called them. They say it's a VFA issue. Well, Better Boating's part of VFA. So I call them. They say it's a parks issue. Well, you'd never handle anything to parks because nothing would get done. They deny it and say it's a Shire issue. I just want it graded so we can all use it. I have a 5 metre boat and a 4-wheel drive and I got bogged on it. We've got some photos here. Have a look. And I want to talk about this seriously, Trav.
Yeah, sure.
Got a great sign up there saying the boat ramp's now free and you're making boating easier and cheaper in Victoria. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the boat ramp. Probably can't see a lot of the surface there. Go a little bit closer with the next photo. Not really a boat ramp, is it?
Yeah, no, so it's struggling. It's under a fair bit of sand there. And look, and And I feel for John and and his family getting bogged there and having to struggle with that. But I know that work has been done on that, and I know Catherine Greck, who literally knows what's going on with every boat ramp in Victoria. She was all over this one, and has advised that they have been doing sand clearing work there. They're about to do some more sand clearing work in the next few days to bring it right back up to scratch again, and then they're going to continue throughout summer to keep it available. So. Not sure what happened with that lapse and getting all that sand up there, but with any of those sort of those peninsula ramps, they will.
Well, you get a strong northwesterly, and the sand can be on it in days. But Trav, one of the problems with this is you're not the land manager of any of these boat ramps, and so that one there is run by a committee of management through DELP. So a bunch of volunteers, and one of the problems is they're probably not there at the moment. Like it may be some campers that are on that committee, that are only there during the summer season. They don't see sand change over a couple of days. The other thing is long-term fixes. Something like that needs a groin. You're not going to do that until you really get yourself organised. And Better Boating Victoria's in like year one, really, isn't it? In fact, the Better Boating Fund's only been going since July 1, so...
but I've sort of got a way of... I mean, you can say to people you're going to do stuff, and you can talk to people about projects, but until people see it on the ground, they're never going to actually believe you. And I would compare what's going on with boat ramp improvements at the moment to fish stocking. We could talk about it a lot, but until people go out and actually experience it and feel it and see they're catching fish where they never caught them before, or they're catching bigger fish or different variety. And I'll stare down the barrel, what is going to happen, and it's already happening, Victorians are going to start seeing improvements in their boat ramps, because it is happening. We're seeing it at Werribee, we're seeing it at Hastings, we're seeing it at Queenscliff. We're going to see it with a range of other ramps. Warrnambool is being updated. These peninsula boat ramps, at some point, we will have them clicked into gear where we have the dredging sorted out. We have that sort of clearing, the weeds sorted out. And so people have the confidence and they'll notice the difference. They know already that they're free, which is awesome. They don't have to worry about, dialing up somewhere overseas to try and pay a $10 fee to just put the boat in water. But soon they'll have the confidence. They'll go, you know what? I know that I'll go down there, I'll be able to launch. And we're heading that way. So.
What's your local ramp, Nikki?
Well, I normally go Werribee, to be honest. And it's pretty well equipped there, so...
They have an overflow car park there, which I think the gate was closed a few weeks ago. I'm not sure...
We did hear that.
The paddock
paddo all over again. I don't know whether those gate issues have been sorted. It's gone quiet. But going quiet probably means it's been sorted.
I used to find that when I turn up to regional meetings. If no one turned up, everyone was quite happy. If I turned up, there was 150 people in the room. I'd sit there and go, okay, right, something's happened. Anyway,
There you go. If you'd like to write into Cramer's mailbag, this is what you have to do.
Send your mail to Cramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Very quickly, Trav, last year I think we were in lockdown for trout opening, same as this year. Last year you held some stonkers back and stocked them for when regional Victoria opened. Are you doing that again this year?
Well, we're putting some... So we get our stonkers from a range of sources. So all of the stonkers that we've traditionally got through some of the trout farms, we've put all them out. So they've gone into the Goulburn, they've gone into the pondage up at Eildon, they've gone into the Metro Lakes. We are putting some more stonkers from Snobs Creek though into Eildon Pondage, and we'll continue to do that. So those 3 or 4 kilo ex-brood fish, browns and rainbows. So Eildon Pondage will have heaps more. But I can say a lot of the stonkers that have gone out, I'm sure are still there. We're seeing stonkers that have been caught this year from still 2 years ago. So those lakes, Casey Field.
Well, the Metro Lakes,
they're still there. For sure.
Adam's left them at Casey Field, so that'll be helpful. He's left them there.
I heard a rumour that there's 700 stocked into Casey Field and you still can't catch one.
You practically walk on it.
That's probably about 7 tonnes of fish. But I'm also, Dave, the Goulburn's been running high, so a lot of stonkers that went in there have been sort of sheltered in some of that water because it's been running so high. With the Goulburn starting to drop now, as they sort of, basically move out of that sort of season, I reckon we'll start seeing some really good fishing in the Goulburn around Thornton, around Alexandra, around Yea. Get into them; they'll be there.
Regional Victoria opens 6 o'clock on Friday. Get there this weekend, long weekend if you're lucky enough. Coming up next, the all-important hotspots. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
All right, hotspots, we've got a lot to talk about, so let's fly through them. Number 1, the people up that northern end of the bay, Altona, try 13 metres of water, snapper going off.
Shallow, I rate it. Too many people drive over good fish trying to find deep water.
Yeah.
Craig Ingram's smashing them there, getting out
Really?
there with his partner in crime, Dallas De Silva. They're out among, and Kirsty actually. They're all heading out into the snapper just off Altona.
There you go. If you want to head out of Carrum, it's the capital of snapper this time of year. Turn right, Aspendale, 15 metres of water is absolutely on fire.
Nice, and I think we will see over the next few weeks Port Phillip really kick into another gear.
Yeah. This will be the start of this weekend. I think Saturday's a bit blowy. Sunday comes beautiful. Monday beautiful. Some good weather coming up. Over in Western Port, there's no better place right now than Lysarts, off Lysarts, and it's really blue scopes.
I was about to ask.
It hasn't been called Lysarts for 25 years.
Every time Lysarts is mentioned, Dave rolls into that rant.
I've worked there for 17 years.
I was going to say you worked right there.
Yeah, so it's the old steel mill there.
David's Lysarts, mate.
Go deep there, Western Port. They love it deep. I tell you what, just up the road from that, like maybe 2 kilometres, right now, the big calamari have moved in on the Tyab bank. Get there.
It's taken a little while, but it's finally there.
They're
been
firing.
slow.
Yeah.
It's been slow though.
In Western Port. Port Phillip's going okay, but you're right, it has been. But Tyab bank, give it a crack. Big squidgy.
All right, we just talked about it. Next hotspot, Trav. Thornton, Stonker Trav. Oh yeah, you must have read the script. You must have read the script. If people can't get away because curriculum day's been cancelled and they've got to take their kids to school on Monday.
No, I've got to take your kids out of school and go to Thornton.
Are either of you two sending your kids? I won't ask you that. It's all good. I know the answer. But get up to Thornton. Places, like up round Eildon, spend your money in the local towns and regional Victoria.
Have a crack at them. I mean, it's been a wet spring, so and it's starting, and the river's starting to drop. It's starting to clear up. So you just what's great for kids, throw a bunch of worms in there. You don't have to fish all the fancy stuff.
That's right.
Just a bunch of worms, but you'll get them on plastics, you'll get them on selters, you'll get them on and they're cracking fish. And we've just actually this week we've stocked some more browns in there as well. Some good couple of 100 grammers. So
they're those perfect ones to get the kids started on spinners, lure fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Like a tick, 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 and they'll also they'll be rising on the surface in the morning, the evening, and plenty of action. So great.
Now, Adam. On our 3MP radio show on Saturday morning, I said to you last Saturday, in the 16 years of working at a tackle shop, would you have ever thought that you had to be prepared for tuna season in October?
Never.
Right, well, I'm going to relate this one to you.
It was a myth up until 5 or 6 years ago.
I am going to ask you this, right? Have you ever, in October, heard of the next hotspot? Right, this is what happens when you ban netting, right? Have you ever heard about this in October, that the hotspot, let's have a look at it, Lakes Entrance, King George whiting.
I can go one better, Dave. I said I've worked in a tackle store for 16 years. I've never heard of consistent King George whiting out of, like, maybe the odd one around Kalimna and places like that. Lakes Entrance is coming for the King George whiting title. It's trying to take it off Western Port. I could argue Port Phillip and Western Port are tied 1-1. Lakes Entrance is coming. And one thing they do that I love, they actually fish soft plastics for King George whiting as a bait. I'm pretty confident saying it doesn't work that great down here. I don't know if they're the same whiting that we get. I don't know if it's because they feed more predominantly on worm than maybe they do in Port Phillip and Western Port. But they have a legitimate King George whiting fishery. And speaking to Brett Geddes on the radio, they're getting them to 40 centimetres, 44 centimetres.
44, he
Real
said.
King George whiting. Real King George whiting.
It's really only started since the netting stopped.
That's
Absolutely.
right. The last couple of years. Yeah, 100%.
And there's kingfish there, and I know Gus Graham Deer is on our board. He lives down there, and he's been getting stuck into them as well. And you're watching people around lakes and Bairnsdale and Painesville. They're walking 3 foot taller. They're loving it. They're happy. They've got a spring in their step.
So who would have thought that a hotspot would be Lakes Entrance King George Whiting?
And
amazing.
It does take a bit of the pressure off tyres, right? Because everyone was driving past the lakes and they're hitting the tyres and they're smacking the flatties and the brim. But
why would you go to the Gippsland Lakes? Why would you go to the Tambo or Kalimna or any of those places when it was getting wiped out? And the problem was social media that we all know controls everyone's life. Anglers would report, got some nice whiting there. They were gone in a net, but they were gone for 12 months until the next lot arrived.
But that's what good management does, Dave. It's now allowing social media to be of great benefit to places like Gippsland. Get more people in there. We've come out of a long lockdown, and they can go on holidays and not catch 1 or 2 whiting for a week-long holiday. They're getting their bag every day, and everyone can. And King George whiting are possibly the best species for kids you'll ever catch.
Oh, absolutely. But the power of the rec fishing dollar too. So if you've got property around there, if you live down there, if you're running a cafe, if you're running a service station, supermarket, people are going to start going there. They're not driving. Look, it's awesome. Go to Malakurta and go to Bem River and Cam River. Head all those places. But
hey, now we've got 30 seconds, right? Thanks for coming in tonight. Very quickly, where are you dying to go in regional Victoria, Trav?
Rocklands.
I'm going straight to Brett Eddie's joint in Gippsland, I'll tell you that right now.
I reckon actually Lake Hume, it seems to be firing as well.
There you go. I'll go the Delatite River up near Mansfield because I love it. Big redfin there when people carry them there. Don't even talk about that story. That's it. Thanks heaps for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a great show. That's it for Talking Fishing. Hope you enjoyed the show. 3 more sleeps and we're free to travel anywhere in Victoria. 6 more sleeps and you can go anywhere in New South Wales. If you're heading into regional Victoria this Melbourne Cup weekend, we'd love to see your fishing pics. Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.